All right, folks, what I want to do here is take a second and talk about spinnerbait blades, because there's a lot of confusion now. You've got all these different blades out there. You've got Willow Leaf, you've got Colorado, then you have hybrids between those two, which is an Indiana and then a Pro Willow. And when you go look at the counter and you see all those spinnerbaits hanging on the shelf, it's tough for people to know which one should I buy. And what we're going to do is try to break it down for you so that you understand the principle of why you should use that blade that's on that spinner. And this applies to worm harnesses too, guys, for walleyes. There's a bunch of different ones for that. It's the same principles will apply. Let's look at clear water. Clear water situations, what I prefer is a willow leaf blade. So what you've got here with this guy is you got a dual willow on it. Now, the reason being is a willow's got a thinner profile. As this spins, a willow will travel tighter to the shaft right here. What it does is that smaller profile is putting off less of a vibration, a tighter vibration. The other thing it enables me to do is in clear water, a lot of times you want to bring the spinnerbait through the water at a high rate of speed. So what that does by being a thinner profile is it allows me to increase the speed yet keep the bait down in the water. If I wanted to fish a bait really deep, what I could do is take this additional spinner off here and have just a big single here on a 5/8 or 3/4 ounce head, throw it out, let it sink, and then I can have some speed and keep it at depth. So clear water, what you want to do, guys, is focus on the willows. Now, you'll see them willow leaf with, say, a Colorado, small Colorado up here. Those work great also. But in clear water, let's focus on the willow, and for speed, we want to focus on the willows. Now, the next step is this guy right here. What you've got here is a willow leaf. This will be clear with maybe a little bit of stain to it or low light conditions. So we've got the willow here, and then right here we've got this Pro Willow. See how it's a little bit fatter, not quite as long in terms of shape, but it's got a little more girth now. What this is doing is you're getting the vibration tight here, and you're getting a little bit of an extra thump coming off of this guy right here. So once again, clear to stained water or low light conditions, this would be the next step. Now if we had stained water, not muddy, but stained water, or low light conditions, early morning, late evening, we would go to something like this. What you've got right here is a double pro willow. So once again, you can see fatter blade, not quite as long, more surface area. As this blade becomes fatter, it spins wider away from the shaft. The angle's increasing this way from the shaft. So it's creating a different thump. These pull through the water hard. When you're pulling them at a high rate of speed, they want to come up to the top. So if you want to bulge the surface, you can bulge the surface by reeling these quick, and they'll come up and that blade is just spinning underneath the surface, creating that bulge. But in terms of speed, it's not going to happen. But if you've got low light conditions, muddy conditions, you want to slow it down because you want the fish to be able to feel that bait going by and track it down. Whereas in clear water, they're going to be able to see it from a great distance. So this will be the next step. Now, if you're fishing at night or you have muddy conditions, what you're going to have here, and this is a nighttime bait. We love this bait at night. What you have here is a massive Colorado. Now, we've got these with a Colorado here and then a secondary Colorado here. So what you'd have with this, you can see the size of this. It's really fat, teardrop shape, makes a big wide spin, pulls like a truck. So you want to have a 5:1 gear ratio reel because you're going to wear yourself out if you don't. It's got a real wide spin around the shaft. The thing that this does, guys, is it allows you to slow it down. You can go tremendously slow. When you talk about slow rolling spinnerbaits, you want to slow roll a spinnerbait with a Colorado. Reason being is it's got more surface area, it's got a heavier dish, it's grabbing more water, so you can turn it slower. There'll be a point with a willow leaf blade where you're going so slow and the blade will just swing. It won't spin all the way around the shaft. So nighttime bait, muddy conditions, you want to use a big Colorado right there, and even a double Colorado depending on how bad it is. If you got no moonlight at all, double Colorado, you got extremely muddy water, double Colorado for slow rolling. But that's just a breakdown of the spinner blades, guys. Willow for clear, on the other side of the spectrum, Colorado for muddy or low light conditions right there. That'll help you catch more fish next time you're spinnerbaiting.